Hello, welcome to this update on the Arriving and Belonging exhibition and how it was created. My name's Helen Singer and I'm on the project team. So really the exhibition has its roots in a project conducted in 2015-16 where we got Heritage Lottery funding at SAMS, St Albans Masorti Synagogue, which allowed us to engage in biographer Caroline Pierce to interview 12 members of our community and find out what brought them to SAMS. The output of this, so the transcripts and the audio recordings, are on the website SAMS Roots, but they're also held in the University of Hertfordshire's Heritage Hub. And this was followed by another project in 2017 called Mapping SAMS Roots, where we asked members of the community to send in just a photograph and 300 words of their family stories, and we could pin these to a digital map called History Pin, where we created a collection. And as you can see, we got stories from around the world. And lots of people said I haven't got any stories, but they came up with really fantastic stories. So our mantra is everyone has a story. So we're delighted that the Hidden Treasures website, which has archives of Jewish life from around the UK, includes SAMS Roots and Mapping SAMS Roots, and we hope Arriving and Belonging will be included there in future. So back in March 2019, we went and spoke to the curator, Sarah Keeling, of the St Albans Museum and Gallery, and we applied for a space to have an exhibition following the guidelines here, which the criteria. So in September, we heard that we had got a space in the Keepers Galleries 10 weeks from February the 10th to, I think, April the 18th, 2021, which is, of course, just around now, and put together the team. So Caroline, who's our biographer, Pauline, who'd worked on Mapping SAMS Roots, and I'd worked on all the other projects as well. I'm really interested in collecting people's stories. And then because we were lucky to have some private funding, which we're very grateful for, we were able to employ heritage professionals. So we asked Devorah Moritz, who's worked on some fantastic projects, including the Crown Jewels, Bletchley Park and the Opera House, to work with us to help distill some of these stories into some key themes. So we had a workshop with Devorah, and she really encouraged us to stand back and think about our audience, some possible themes, and we also worked to look at our sort of vision and aims and the key messages, which are that Jewish people are part of the St Albans community and that Jewish people living in St Albans have roots stretching across time and place. So, and we had 111 stories, and we had to sort of narrow these down, and we worked out 6 themes, 3 to fit into arriving and 3 to belonging. So under arriving, we've got sanctuary, courage, compassion, and then in the belonging room, setting down roots, work and community, which roughly worked out at about 3 stories per theme. We had 18 stories, and we also had to go from 2D, from a flat digital display, to 3D. So we were looking for artifacts and objects that could be used in the display cabinets, all the time bearing in mind key messages, and obviously all the stories were fantastic, but we had to just settle on those which illustrated these key universal themes. And then, of course, we had lockdown. We did put together a design brief for a designer, and the designers we are employing are Simon Leach Designs. And Simon works with David, who's in Manchester, who works with somebody called Richard. So that they were professional graphic designers and designers that are used to mapping exhibitions into a physical space. During lots of measuring, and we asked the contributors, who were very, very patient, to measure and remeasure their objects so that they could be fitted very precisely into the display cabinets, which are going to have these amazing archive boxes specially built so that we can place the objects and images on boxes, with the idea of people having actually found these artifacts and photographs sort of in their attics so that they could be displayed. That's the belonging cabinet as well. So there were lots of different projects. We were looking at maps, the timeline, the community section, a soundscape, the photography project, the script, which is the text, and they all had their own deadlines. So we were very busy bees. So for the photography project, we asked Hayley Posner, who's a member of SAMS, who's a photographer, to come out and take photographs of all the contributors outside their front doors. And that is with the idea of showing arriving. And also because of COVID, it meant that the photographer didn't need to go inside the people's houses. So as people come into the exhibition, they'll see the photography wall, the portraits of the contributors, to illustrate their stories. And then the designers could commission the people who are actually producing the artwork. So we've got Stylo from Watford who are doing the artwork, Dauphin in Tame who are doing the acrylic mounts, and Dan Savage is doing the soundscape, which is based on the recordings from the original Roots project. So then in November, the designers sent proofs, and there were several iterations of these before they could be signed off. And we're grateful for the help of Talia Baker, who works in publishing, member of SAMS, who proofread the text. And then we got the artwork for the publicity, which, as you can see here. And then this was now on the museum website with some of the images from the exhibition, which you can see. So the museum website has still got the dates that were originally planned, but these will now be changed due to COVID, and I'll tell you about that in a second. We've also put together a marketing plan with a draft press release ready to go, and we've got our own social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube channel, and an email address. We've also suggested books to go in the bookshop of the museum, done large print guides, transcripts, and we have a website created, which is our online exhibition. And then, of course, we were all ready to go and lockdown happened. So the plan now is, if we can't open at a window between the 20th of March and the end of May, we're going to have to go for February next year. But we can carry on with sort of preparing the launch and marketing preparation and the social media campaign. And so we're doing that with a panel talk on the 10th of March on what does it mean to belong. And you can see Sylvia, Darren and Debbie here as the contributors. I'll be chairing it. The Lord Lieutenant of Hertfordshire is going to be introducing it. So you can book online for that. And what we're also going to do, because the in-person exhibition is delayed, we're going to launch the online exhibition. So you'll be able to see that from the 10th of March on the museum website, and we'll let you know the web address as well. So we hope that will generate interest until such time as the physical exhibition, the in-person exhibition, is available. But also it means that you don't have to come to St Albans. You can look at it from anywhere in the world. So we're pleased that the reach will be extended. So thank you for all your help. Please do come to the talk. Keep everything crossed for the museum reopening. Tell your friends and visit the online exhibition. Thank you very much.